Hello, everyone, and welcome to twitch.tv/ the Onyx Path. I am Travis Legge. I will be your story guide for the evening. Storyteller, story guide. I always forget. I'll be the guy in charge. My pronouns are he and they, and I wanted to let you know a few things before we dive in. First up, it is November, which means it is a new month in our 10th anniversary celebration of Onyx Path. Onyx Path has been around for 10 years, and each month we are focusing our attention on a different game line to promote, and doing so with a bunch of cool specials. This month on sale, we have the Legend Lore Core Book, which is a complete setting compatible with 5th edition OGL. It's based on the Realm and Legend Lore comics from Caliber Comics, and it is amazingly fun sort of isekai take on the world's most popular fantasy role-playing game. Right now, that is available for the low price of $2 in PDF over at DriveThruRPG. But in addition to that, you can also get it over at Indie Press Revolution, I believe, for 50% off. Let me dig that link up real quick. And while I am digging that link up, I also want to remind you that we are currently raising funds for Scion God on BackerKit. I just threw the link to that up in the chat there, and that is currently unlocked several stretch goals. We just keep the support from the fan base has been awesome, so we get to keep adding on more cool stuff. I believe there might be a poll active over there. If not, there was one recently, and I know they're planning on doing more from the backers to get sort of an idea of what you would like to see and when you would like to see it. So if you've not yet done so, head over to BackerKit and show your support for Scion God. The link is there in the chat. And yes, I was correct in saying that Legend Lore, the core rulebook, and the GM screen are both 50% off in traditional printing over at Indie Press Revolution. Normally we would do our intros, but we're going to dive right in because we have a lot of ground to cover. And
You've been here a minute, you know who we are.
Exactly. We are the collective us. So I'm going to dive in as soon as I finish typing, and
It's also right underneath our portraits here, so
that's valid.
if you can read, you probably know us.
This will all get uploaded to YouTube at some point, right?
That is absolutely true. So
yeah, you can catch up. If you came in at the last episode and expect us to catch you up,
I'm
don't be
I mean,
that
we just
person.
did it at the end of that episode, so like it is rolling on. Like
we are literally picking up right at the end of that episode, and in fact, I would like to start things off by having everyone pretty pleased with sugar on top. Get ready to hold on. Wait, I lied. I had a page number marked, and I've lost it. See, I've thrown my whole rhythm off now.
You threw off my groove.
So, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm misremembering, but Jason was about to, or just stabbed Silas in the arm in this strange symbol that Silas had drawn, correct?
I believe the plan was to do that now. I was at the point of, so it's mid-act.
All right, correct. Yes. So why don't you go ahead and give me a weaponry and I guess dexterity, if you would like, or strength,
Sure.
whichever's better.
We'll do dexterity.
POV Jason is about to miss and just cut off the whole hand.
Why did you say that? That's only one success.
Only one success?
Yep.
That's enough. You drive this knife. You are in this church. Everyone in the church, there have been people that are self-mutilating. There's the man that broke their own arm, the guy that pulled his eyeballs out. The nun with the eye patch who's been kind of walking around preaching to people, and who Christian and Margaret had really been sort of trying to illustrate the need to not punish these people, but to get them beyond their own guilt to move forward. Is that an accurate representation of the story so far?
Yeah.
Healing is more productive than just pain for pain's sake.
Right. And you had even spoken to and reached a couple of the wounded. And as you're in the process of sort of trying to get this message across, you just hear this loud thunk as Jason stabs Silas in the arm. Silas, much to your surprise, this arcane symbol that you've drawn on your shoulder does begin to glow a bright, cleansing white for just a moment. And then that white shifts to a sickly green as the bursts off of your shoulder, filling the entire church for just a moment with a flash of sickly green light. And I need everyone in the scene to roll stamina, please.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. You are now all broken too.
Listen. Could be worse. Listen. Sometimes when you're in the middle of an unknown situation, you just gotta have your friend stab you.
I got 3 successes. My stamina die exploded twice.
You hear? Wait, I can animate this more.
Got one.
What are the
Excellent.
e-girls doing now?
Yeah, exactly that. So most of you take no damage. In addition to the 1 point of lethal damage that Silas takes from the blade, you also take a point of bashing damage. As many of the people, you all are hit with a wave of nausea that accompanies this flash of light. I would like Christian, if you would, and since you're out in the car, Arlo, go ahead and roll occult and wits.
Ooh, a good roll. He said, jinxing himself.
You have that.
3, 4, 5.
That's a knowledge, isn't it?
Excellent.
That is a mental.
That is a mental. I only get a chance die.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a failure. That's negative.
Excellent. You for a second are pretty sure that it was a failure, but not a botch, correct?
Not a
dramatic failure?
botch, just a normal failure.
All right, yeah.
Botch-
But
So
I'll take the botch for the.
do you want to?
beat.
Excellent. You may have a beat and you take a dramatic failure.
I haven't had the opportunity to yet.
You're pretty
Botch
sure
on a
that
botch on a chance is a dramatic without a beat, right?
of its own. No, a botch on a chance is just a dramatic failure. Like that's
Oh,
how you
okay.
achieve a dramatic failure.
Right.
You get a beat normally with a dramatic failure.
Oh,
but
with
you
any
can
dramatic failure. Okay,
yes,
that-
you can choose to take one if on a regular failure.
Oh yeah, I'm not arguing the roll at all. I just never figured that out.
Yeah, no,
I have it right here.
It's pretty neat. It's pretty nifty. So you're pretty sure the horn just slammed shut. Yeah. Arlo thinks it might be safe to go into that church. However, Christian is acutely aware that that's not at all what happened. And in fact, you can feel it intensely as you look around at the people around you and you sense almost instinctively that each one of them is somehow diminished by that light, by what just happened. And then it occurs to you that it's not just them. Whatever the hell Silas just did, scorched off the supernatural potential of the immediate vicinity. The area is currently under the effect of the drained environmental tilt. Nothing grows within the drained area, plants wither, and newborn creatures perish. Earth is rendered barren, and the poor air quality leaves lungs gasping. Stamina-based dice pools suffer a -2 penalty. Natural healing does not occur, and the durability of all objects within the area is treated one less than it actually is.
We were just trying to fix people, and you had to kill baby kittens. I hope you're proud.
Electrical and mechanical devices that run on fuel or batteries, they run out twice as fast. and all failures on dice pools utilizing them are treated as dramatic failures. A character attempting to harvest any sort of supernatural energy finds there is nothing to be had here. A changeling cannot gather glamour. A vampire finds the blood of a victim does nothing to quench their thirst. And even spirits are unable to gain essence from their resonance. Any spiritual power that has a cost measured in points has that cost increased by 1. And it is much, much easier to catch the contagion in an area that is drained.
But we don't know that.
You know that, Christian. You are.
Oh,
Your intent, not that specifically, like, not that list of things per se.
sure.
But you can tell that, like, something is less real now about this place. Like, its foothold in reality has been somehow
Anyway, that's
squashed.
getting just a little.
Just a little.
He's stuttering.
Okay.
Looks like Sasha's also frozen.
Am I still there?
God,
My
which else is
internet,
next?
my internet just went weird for a
Right.
second. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yay!
Have we returned?
Hey, there you are.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
We got
Some-
everybody's back.
Something went real wonky on my internet for a second, but it seems to now be smooth. So,
Oh man, a bunch of people froze on the Twitch too. Or yeah.
Yeah.
That minute when you
Okay.
fuck up so hard in character that you start having real life
right.
consequences.
You see,
Yeah,
I told
yeah,
you,
for
you broke
real.
the electronics.
You borked the God machine is what you did.
Real. You shouldn't have did that.
Does the God machine take a point of damage?
Theoretically, yes.
All right.
As do all of its angels that are there.
Oh,
That slightly amarelliates my rage. Okay.
I mean, it's a god machine. You could probably take a few hits, but
So, seeing all this has occurred, what would you all like to do?
Well, as I've apparently rolled this exceptional success of understanding on what's going on, I'm gonna turn to Silas and just scream. I have kids in another room. What have you done? My eyes are pure fucking rage and confusion, and I just start shouting, "Everyone out! Everyone out!"
I am just kind of pale faced, kind of looking between everyone, going, "What the hell's happening?"
Can Silas tell that something has changed, or are they very much still in the ow,
Oh, I
my
just
fucking
got
shoulder hurts too
stabbed.
much?
No, what you feel like, you feel a disjointed sensation as if the things that were important to you prior to this moment are factoids that you are aware of. But like if you think about a childhood memory, for example, right now, you feel no emotional connection to it whatsoever. It's like a fact you read in a book. You feel just completely disconnected from your own memories.
I was trying to shock the system, I suppose.
The system was healing. Just try to. I'm just shepherding people out.
But we were still here.
Oh,
I wanted to
also,
take a shortcut.
you do gain the inspired condition with regards to healing this wound, Christian.
Hot dog. Okay.
So as Arlo, as you're getting out of the car, everyone else is sort of rushing out. I assume, Jason, Jason and Margaret, are you accompanying the sort of wave of people out of the church?
I'm a stand by
yeah.
Silas, given that I just stabbed her. And, I'm not about to walk away from this situation. I feel like I have some accountability here.
All right, so you're kind of helping Silas along as well as Christian.
Yeah.
You all sort of limp out onto the stoop, and you see Arlo kind of running in. And Arlo looks, oddly enough, completely happy with whatever's going on. Like,
So you fixed it, I guess?
Silas just gonna like reach in their shoulder and just casually pull the knife out. Does this look like we fixed it?
Possibly.
I honestly, I saw a guy riding a meat moped today, so anything could mean anything right now.
That's perspective.
She's not wrong actually with that in mind. We have no
So-
clue what happened.
Yeah, what the hell was that? Why did you do that? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Trying to bug the program.
Don't blame them. My idea was if this place is based off of guilt, shame, pain, doing so while under free will and not compelled by that priestess would shock the system enough to spit us out, cause an error, instead of having someone who felt no remorse and did horrible things, have someone who would do horrible things themselves, but not out of guilt.
I don't know if what you did worked or what the hell.
We got a reaction.
Really.
May I
We got
roll
a reaction.
May I roll a wits empathy for Silas?
Yeah, absolutely. What are you trying to discern, I guess?
Basically, like, am I dealing with somebody who's got like a PTSD shock?
Sure.
Like,
Go for it.
is this person disassociating?
Yeah, go for it.
All right,
What's empathy is good.
3 hits.
Excellent.
I've
So
never been luckier in a game, by the way. This is insane.
if you would like to expend your inspired condition, this would constitute an exceptional success.
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
Excellent. Yeah, kind of. Silas is kind of in shock, but not the way that you would typically think.
Are the people not responding when I'm trying to like everybody get out? Like everybody's
No,
just sort of
they all kind of panic and rush out.
balls.
I'm almost as if they snapped to awareness of their own peril. But once they're outside, there's a lot of people falling over and a lot of moaning and a lot of pain. And you all notice immediately the grass is dead for about a 4 or 5 block radius. The trees, all the leaves have fallen off and the branches are bare. And the impression that you're getting from Silas is that this is like shock would be one way to look at it, yes, but it's almost as if they are spiritually disjointed. Like you're starting to, with your psychic abilities, you're able to sort of sense the amount of energy in a person, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, kind of.
You can definitely tell that almost as if that flow of energy that you would feed upon is stopped up.
Okay, we're gonna try something a little weird here.
I'm going to keep moving as far as away. Like Arlo seemed fine from where he was standing, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I feel any of the effects of this? Because you said it affects like supernatural powers and shit, right?
Only if you try to use a power. Partially
Only if I
because
tried to
you
use
dramatically
one?
failed on recognizing what was going on. But
Is it,
yeah, you won't notice anything until you try to activate a power, and it'll cost you an extra point.
But you like it.
is it located? Is it contained to one area of effect? If I leave a certain
Yeah, like
so far from
there's no fog right now, so if you look over like 3 blocks, you can see like a very clear circular line edge where the effect ends, where the grass has completely died. Like
green grass and then dead grass right next to it.
yeah, absolutely.
Did it push out the fog?
There's no fog out right now.
Oh, okay.
The fog's gone.
Jason, you're a computer guy, right?
Yes. Do you want me to stab you too?
No.
How would that be?
I want you
Never
to
mind.
look at this and see if it makes sense to you. And Arlo's going to hand Jason the note that was in the cardboard cop car.
Okay. And refresh my memory. That said, burn it all, right?
In more flowery language, I believe. That was how I interpreted it, was burn it all. Let
Yeah.
me see.
So as you're looking at this, it's a bunch of weird gears and glyphs and numbers, but you might recognize a pattern. Why don't you go ahead and roll computer and wits, if you don't mind, Jason?
Four successes.
Excellent. So you get the feeling that this is some sort of a cipher, some sort of a weird hybrid computer language. And you certainly don't have time to like suss it out, but you get the impression that you get a feeling that it's
There's a pattern here.
a direction, a commandment for purification by flame.
Well, it's definitely something about burning things, but it's hard. I don't know. I can't understand this very well. It's an odd cipher.
The
Perspective thing.
the butcher standing in the doorway lets out a horrible deep wail, just, and you see his left leg break under the weight of his body. His right leg follows thereafter. He falls to his knees and then falls flat on his face as he is pulled into the church by an unseen force.
I don't like that. We need to leave.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
I was going to turn to all the former congregation and put my hands out and say, "Everyone, listen to me. I'm here to get you home safe. Follow me," and I'm going to lead them out of the big ass circle of dead plant matter.
I would like you to roll a persuasion and either presence, manipulation, or composure. I'll let you have dealer's choice.
Okay, let's just do presence. I'm just trying to make myself as noticeable and available as possible. So that's 6 dice for me. Go ahead and roll that. That is 1 explosion. Just 2 successes.
Excellent. About 2/3 of them start walking after you.
Can't get all of them.
Those that can walk.
Most of them.
Most of them, yeah. As soon
I made
as
it here.
as soon as you start getting people to move, the nun falls to her knees and starts screaming, and then is pulled back into the church by an unseen force.
Right, let's go.
You see the person that was pulling their own eyeballs out fall to their knees and start being pulled back into the church.
We need to leave now. And
Uh,
Arlo is like forcing people at this point.
I am
cold,
getting
calm
them all to
demeanor.
move. Come on. And I'm going to point at Arlo and go, "Arlo, the guy with the eyes," and try and get him to grab him if you can.
He is too far gone, but another person
Too far
drops
gone?
to their knees, like fairly close to you, Arlo, and starts getting pulled back in. So if you want to try to
Arlo,
grab them,
try. Yeah, I'll try.
give me a strength and brawl. Strength and brawl.
That is not a phenomenal dice pool. But I have dice in it. That's 4 successes because I got 2 explosions.
Excellent. You grab on and get a good hold on the person, and are pulled with them into the church. But when you hit the threshold of the church, you stop, and
They just keep going.
they keep going. But you're holding on to them with such vigor that the arm that you're holding on to stays with you.
Saw that coming.
So I think maybe you're going to want to roll resolve composure. Or no, I might be lying. Hold on.
Zuko moment. That's rough, buddy.
It is that.
It is rough, buddy.
Helps if
Resolving composure, or
Let me look I was digging in the wrong place. Hold on.
I don't see integrity here, so it's the only thing my brain would say to it.
No, it is definitely a traits roll. I just got to find the system because a PDF is not.
Are you looking for a breaking point roll?
Sure am. There we go.
Arlo doesn't have breaking points anymore. He's a deviant.
You don't have.
It's like acclamation and stability, but I haven't really.
Oh,
looked into
yeah.
This book.
You still suffer breaking points. They just affect you differently.
Yeah.
So it is. I apologize. What's your stability?
I am double checking that now because I found out I accidentally left my character sheet on the wrong thing.
It is resolve composure. Look at that. I was. Breach
I mess with
Hall.
a good mechanic.
Breach Hall, all die. Even had it underlined.
Gotta learn to stop doubting yourself.
Resolve composure makes up my stability, or that's just the roll for it.
That's your roll for a
Okay.
breaking point, and you're gonna have a. What's your virtue?
Virtue is loyal and
And vice.
hateful.
Okay, I'll give you a +1 for your virtue because I'm a nice person, and then -3 for the supernatural nature of all this, and that's also me being nice. It really should be like -5. Things have gone completely batshit by this point, but you know. So you'll be a total -2 to your resolve composure.
Now I do have a medium instability because of my creation method. How does that affect it?
I don't believe that does affect your breaking points.
+1, -3, so 4. It said 2 successes.
Okay, excellent. So you may choose between being guilty, shaken, or spooked. And all of you can very plainly see this. This is not a subtle occurrence. This is not something that you missed as you were rushing away. You all look back, you see Arlo grab this dude and pull him forward like 2 steps and then just get yoinked back into the church. But Arlo flat out upright off the ground, stops at the threshold of that church as the rest of the body goes in, and Arlo turns around with an arm in his hand.
So, question, is Silas just like devoid of emotion, or is it just more like they don't associate with like what their life actually was? Like everything up to this point is just like, oh yeah, that's someone else.
You like rationally know that these are things that happened to you, right?
Sounds like ultimate depression, Xanax.
Almost, yeah. You cannot connect emotionally to those events. Whether that connection was stripped from you, or it's high speed dissociation, I guess, high octane dissociation. You just cannot connect your emotional responses to those events. You can acknowledge the feelings you think you had about them. You can acknowledge the feelings that you remember about them, but you cannot. You feel disjointed from them. Does that make sense?
It makes sense because as Silas is going along, like trying to usher people along, they'll like slow down and they'll get this look of just, what did they take from me? And just keep like ushering people with the axe before they get dragged.
Nice. So are any of you doing anything? Arlo, what are you doing as you turn around with this hand in your hand?
They are a bit shaken. It doesn't show very much because of their scar. You know, they kind of look stoic still. And they will sort of half-heartedly put the arm in the church as far as they can reach into it and keep trying to usher.
You literally, once again, it's like when you go to toss the arm in, you hit a wall at the exact threshold of the church.
Okay. That gives me, the player, an idea, but
As for the rest of you, you do get to the part where the grass is live. And the moment that you do, everyone who wasn't screaming in agony now is, as their healing processes restart. And you literally can feel like it's almost like if you had like a really big sliver and you've been working that sliver and working that sliver and working that sliver. And then the moment that it pops out, that's what it feels like when you step onto that living grass. As soon as Silas steps onto the living grass, you're immediately hit with every piece of disconnected emotion that you tried to focus on while you're running through your mental inventory, all kind of at once, all for you. 30 hours of pain, like the crow, just bang right in the face. So why don't you go ahead and give me a resolve composure roll, and I'm gonna give you what's your virtue?
On the penalties.
What's your virtue?
Their virtue is something they have not followed this entire time. Their virtue is patient and their vice is hasty.
Oh, well, then you were definitely acting according with your vice, so that's a -1. And this is a horrible supernatural attack, so that's going to be -2. So roll resolve composure -3, please.
That's 3 dice. Come on, dice. Work with me. That's a total failure.
Excellent. Would you like it to be a dramatic failure?
Fuck it. It's the finale. Let's do it.
Excellent.
Go big or go home.
Take a beat. Choose between broken, fugue, or madness, and reduce your integrity by 1.
Hey, I'm the same amount of integrity as Arlo started out as. Few, broken, or madness. Let's check. Don't mind me. I'm gonna get back with you on that. I'm just gonna look up these conditions
Sure,
real quick.
no problem. I would say, let's see, fugue might be most appropriate given the givens, but I'm willing to hear anyone that you want to accept. What are the rest of you all doing in light of this development?
We've all been ejected from the church, right?
You all left the church.
We
Oh,
left the
okay.
church. So we all got out of the church. We've all made it to the place where everybody is screaming now.
Margaret is going to try and get everyone's attention. I don't want to spend too long. I don't want to get bogged down in the weeds, but Margaret is going to spend this time as best as she can to try and calm everyone's nerves, to try and address all of their fears, to try and like roughly explain what's going on. The supernatural is hard for average people to contend with, but a lot of weird shit's happening today.
I'll put it to you this way. As you start working to calm folks, it becomes abundantly clear to you that as of now, their emotional state is no longer their primary concern. Whatever they were under the influence of inside that church is no longer influencing them. And now they are just dealing with the horrid effects of the self-mutilation that they've just been visiting upon themselves. So at this point, short of medical attention, there's not much you're going to be able to do for them.
I'm going to try and hook them up with medical attention, but also try and just like be there for them emotionally. I think Margaret at this point has been feeling a renewed sense of purpose looking at all of these people. I think all this time her greatest ambition has been to get out of public defending. I think now is the point where she wants to actually stay in public defending and be the public defender that Juneau County needs right now. These are the people of Juneau County. She needs to be there for him.
I love it. Do you have any dots in medicine at all?
No.
All right. I'm going to give you
short of laughter is the best medicine. That's
Hey.
all I got.
because I love the character moment and I think it's beautiful and brilliant. I'll give you an intellect roll with +3 as a modifier for the story that you're telling, but unfortunately you have a -3 modifier because it's unskilled. So just roll your intelligence, please.
Just my intelligence. Perfect. Explodes. All right, let's go. So that's 8s and upper success.
Yep.
So 2 successes.
Excellent. You start treating the most. You start basically doing triage. Like, okay, these people over here need like bone set and like immediate bandages. These people over here can wait. So you're kind of going through, filtering them through, and just saying sort of the calming things that that emergency worker might say in these situations. Like, you're all going to be fine. We just have to prioritize the patients who are the worst off. We'll get to you as soon as we can. Yada yada. So you're kind of working the room, and despite the chaos, it seems to be helping. How about Jason? What would you like to be doing at this moment?
Be honest, everything is crazy. Arlo went flying. These people are screaming. I'm tired. I know I'm tired. I'm gonna just stand there until somebody tells me what to do, because realistically, I haven't taken CPR in a couple of years because the feds would mandate that. I know I'm not going to be helpful here. I'm a machine guy. These aren't machines. So I'm going to stand there unless somebody tells me to do otherwise. I'm just going to be like, okay, these people are screaming. Arlo went flying.
Jason, what are you doing? Call the cops. Call the ambulance.
This has just been Jason's adventure to get a nap.
It really has
for real.
been.
For real.
We're probably cresting on like hour 24 of consciousness now, and I'm
At least.
Jason Smith 2, The Search for More Coffee.
immediately picks up next random Chronicles of Darkness game right after this.
Just shows
Doesn't
up,
get a rest.
just goes around showing up in different Chronicles of Darkness games forever sleepless. Yeah,
And that's his horn.
yeah. If you want to grab the phone, your cell phone, and call 911, you're welcome to.
Yeah, sure. That's a good idea. Just
All right,
911.
you get on with the dispatch. They say 911. What's your emergency?
Hello. We are in
Lyndon Station.
Lyndon Station. We're in Lyndon Station. There has been a terrible catastrophe. Please send 20 ambulances.
How many people are injured?
At least 20.
Okay. We will send people right away. Can you tell us where you are, your address? They start asking the list of what's your name?
I'm Jason Smith. I am just outside of the church here, across the street from, was it Grandma's?
Yep.
From Grandma's. I look for a street sign.
You're on Highway 12.
We're on Highway 12. Lots of people are injured.
They say, all right, we'll send all the units we can. I'm calling in from for volunteer firefighters and for units from Adams and Dane counties, and we will have people there as soon as possible.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Whilst that's happening, Christian, what are you doing?
Okay, first I'm gonna go to Silas. And I've been dropping every level up into psychic vampirism perks. So I'm going to use psychic transference.
Okay.
With numbing touch to remove pain and heal that handmade glyph.
All right.
And I'm literally just putting the hand over it, looking Silas in the eye and saying, I don't think breaking more things is how you heal stuff. And pulling my hand away, seeing it healed, be like, oh.
So you
Silent.
do you need to spend anything for that, Christian?
I have to spend a point of ephemera and a point of willpower. The numbing touch takes away the pain. Side benefit -5 to even notice I did anything. So it acts as a numbing agent for pain. Also, it will heal. I don't think it actually says. Oh, okay, yeah. I just use my own level. I can do point of bashing damage, basically, to sort of clot it up some. This might be gaming the system, and I didn't think about it till I saw it. I have to spend a point of willpower to do this, but my virtue is generous. Is doing this going to get me a point of willpower back?
No, because this is ultimately self-serving.
I guess it is. I'm really just trying to heal people.
Healing people is fine. Healing your party is ultimately an act of self-service.
That's fair. That's fair. But seeing that I'm doing this, seeing that worked, can I start doing that for all the people who are like screaming in pain?
You can. You literally just to drive the point home as you're walking, you heal Silas, and Silas, you absolutely feel that numbness and that pain go away. And Christian, as you're walking around to get to one of the most injured people, you sort of step onto the dead grass for a moment, and get the distinct, you can feel again that draining, so that it cements in your mind, this is like a solid line of demarcation, something where this grass is dead is very, very, very wrong. And you get the impression that it would be more taxing on you to heal people within its boundaries.
Right. We're all on the living grass though, right?
Right. So yeah, like you step around, excuse me. Oh God, I just stepped into hell for a minute, and then step back down. And you may absolutely.
I'm on the East Bay. I'm on the West Bay.
Your ability, so you can kind of, I will allow you to be sort of like an anesthetic machine with this.
Yeah.
With that willpower, because I think it fits the scene. It's very good, and it helps sort of calcify the narrative that you were aiming for. And so
a last note, any surplus ephemera that I siphon off for as I'm going past people, because I reckon they can spare a little.
Sure.
Can I see if I can transfer that into the dead zone, if it heals that at all? I'm leaning into my inspired.
Yes, absolutely. As you transfer that energy into the dead zone, it immediately swallows it. And when you spend 1 point toward it, you lose a second point. It's actively hungry for supernatural energy.
Does it seem like it sates that hunger whatsoever, or is
Not
this a
even,
bottomless pit?
Not even a little. Yeah, it is absolutely.
Okay. Well, we need werewolves because this is a wound.
Don't get me started.
And that brings us back to Arlo. What are you doing now? You're still by the church, correct? Or did
At
you
this
step
point,
out?
he would have walked away from the church and began using his menial little bits of medical training that he had to try and, help people not fucking bleed out.
Do you have any
But
dots in medicine?
whereas, yes, he has 2 dots in medicine, actually.
Go ahead and give me a wits medicine roll real quick, if you don't mind.
I like the picture where Margaret is going around and being caring and stuff, but because of my icy heart scar, everything just comes out muted and monotone. And
I'm sure you'll be fine. Hold pressure there. It's either really spooky or it's Stephen Wright doing triage, one of the two.
that is 2 successes.
So someone put Hal in a human form.
Basically.
Excellent. So yeah, you're also sort of reducing the immediate trauma. Silas, what would you like to do as you experience these various, it's kind of emotional roller coaster that you're on? Did you settle on what condition you're under the effect of?
I did, and I thought about it. I was about to go with you, but something came to mind. As Silas is like, before like Christian came over, they were like on the ground, like about to throw up. Like it was so much. But as they're standing up, they kind of look at their arm, and when the pain is no longer there, they almost look a little despondent. And Silas is going to look back to the church. Of course, hurting myself wasn't the answer. Fear, pain, it only moves people when we all get to feel it. As Silas has that root of madness into the back of their mind.
Okay. Excellent. Are you going to remain where you are, or are you going to reflect on it from where you're standing?
They're going to look at everyone. It looks like everyone else is, if not already getting others help, then like actively helping people themselves.
Everyone seems to be engaged in some sort of positive activity at the moment.
Silas will reach a hand past the battery to see if all that emotion comes back out, and then pull it back to see if the roller coaster happens again.
No, you definitely feel like the literal air feels colder to you inside the boundary, but other than that, you don't experience any emotional shift as you move through it.
They're walking to the church.
Excellent. Is anyone going to interfere with Silas walking into the church?
Do I know?
that,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Silas, come back.
Do I notice it? Yeah.
Silas is not being particularly sneaky, so
Not at all.
Silas.
Silas,
Come back,
Silas,
get
Silas,
up.
Silas, Silas, and then Margaret's running after Silas.
is Jason going to pursue as well?
Yeah.
Excellent. Christian and Arlo.
I'm walking after.
All right.
They're going back towards the church, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Where you're coming from?
No, Arlo is already regrouped with everybody at this point,
You're right.
or was like helping people.
Yeah.
But after feeling that wall that he kept hitting when trying to go into church, he's pretty sure that's what needs to be burned. So he's just gonna like, okay, trauma's been staved off a little bit. And then he's gonna hold up a hand and he's going to use his lash to blow up the church.
The nun's still in there.
The nun and the wannabe pyramid head, but he doesn't care. He's pretty sure because he couldn't enter that church. What needs to be burned down.
Excellent. And what lash are you using?
So I have a magnitude 2 lash that is ranged, immolating, and explosive.
Excellent. Go ahead and make your attack roll. As the rest of you are walking up close, Arlo fires these shards of glass over your shoulders and past you. I would like the those of you who are not a supernatural creature to make a wits and investigation roll, please.
That is 3 successes
Excellent.
to blow up the church. This is why the God Machine needs to learn to give some of its people more specific instructions.
Why would it do that? It's the God Machine. It doesn't need to.
Right.
use
0 for me and 0 for Silas, looks like.
So
Yeah, 0 on a chance die.
Silas is completely zero success on a chance to die. All right. Do you want to make this a dramatic failure and take a beat?
We've derailed things enough.
Okay.
We'll let this keep be regular.
You just don't notice because you're so in your own head. Margaret, you don't notice because you're so busy trying to
get Silas out
get Silas out of the way.
way.
Christian, you don't notice because you don't notice. Same with Arlo, but Jason, you can clearly see through the open door of the church. Just it looks like it goes on forever, and there's gears sort of crunching on bone and meaty mass. There's flayed skin sort of flopping in the wind through this just tunnel, this endless horn of flesh and machinery that is sticking out of that is past the threshold of this church. You are reasonably certain that you are staring directly down the barrel of Gabriel's horn.
Sounds like a 40K grab bag of nope.
Yep.
Arlo, as
Some
you
Slaneshi's shit.
as you fire out this blast, these shards of glass come pouring forth from your hand, catching flame in midair, and you see them peel off the outer layer of the structure of this church and begin to be absorbed by the infrastructure. And you all hear a very high-pitched whine. But Arlo, you can hear a voice in the whine that says, I did not create you for this.
You told me to light something on fire. Tell me what to light on fire next time.
Protect me. You must... I cannot burn myself.
You cannot burn yourself. So you want me to burn you.
The connection ends. So, Jason, why don't you go ahead and roll Resolve Composure -5 for me, please, as you're literally staring into hell.
Okay. Chance die.
Please tell me it was a 1.
That was a 4.
Oh, darn.
Excellent. Would you like to make it a dramatic failure and gain a beat?
Sure, why not?
Excellent. You lose a point of integrity, and you may take the Madness Fugue or the other one.
Join the Madness gang. It's fun over here.
Come on. Broken is the other one you can take.
I'm just feeling broken.
Join the broken team.
Take your time. Yeah, the rest of you don't even notice anything wrong with it. You see this glass fire past you, and you see as it bursts off that wood, you definitely see the exposed infrastructure, but you do not see anything past the door. Is just looks like an empty, way into a church. You don't see any movement inside the building. Silas, are you persisting to continue forward?
They'll go all the way to the stoop, but they won't pass the threshold.
All right.
It's okay. The threshold will come to you.
Margaret is following Silas, trying to put a hand on their shoulder, trying to stop them, and just be like, Silas, please talk to us. You gotta tell us what the plan is here, man.
Silas, as you see, remind me your lover's name.
I wrote it down somewhere, but I can't remember. Ah, shit.
No worries. You see a humanoid shape that appears to be nailed, hands above its head, feet nailed together, upright on what looks like a large column made out of like tubes and like metal pipe, and with various seemingly randomly placed non-functional gears and diodes on it. And it's sliding along the floor of the church toward you. And the skin has been largely flayed off, but the face is still intact. And it is, in fact, your lover.
So I'm going to try something, but before I do it for a dice roll or anything like that, the madness means you can take 5 dice in a penalty for any rolls going forward for Silas. So
Okay.
I thought I'd give you that little fun nugget.
Appreciate it.
But Silas is going to make use of the taste. They'll stop, and they were about to say something to Margaret, and it was starting. Oh, there's no plan for us. There's just me, and they'll stop seeing that, and they're going to use taste because what the hell is the point of this? Is this meant to cause them pain? Is this meant to make them feel anger, to make them feel as if this is the final blow? Is it meant to be tricky? What is the point of this art feature?
Sure.
I say as I see an ex-lover flayed alive.
Sure, go ahead and roll wits, and I would say either empathy, occult, or academics.
So we only have dots on one of those, so we'll go with empathy.
All right.
And would you like to apply any penalties for madness?
Nah.
Okay, so that's 2 successes and one of them is a 10. So let's see what that comes out to. Okay, 2 successes.
You're reasonably certain that this is trying to entice you. It's trying to bait you inside, whether that be to seek revenge or to offer forgiveness. It's trying to get you to cross that threshold. Are Christian, Jason, or Margaret going to bodily restrain Silas, or attempt to?
I have 1 dot in strength. I will attempt to, but I do not anticipate success.
And
Margaret,
which condition did you accept, Jason, by the way?
You.
Few? All right, excellent.
Margaret is going to also attempt to with 1 dot in strength.
All right, you may both roll strength and brawl, and Silas, you may roll strength and athletics.
Just the 1 dice.
If Silas is not stepping into the church, then is it okay if I forgo just say they automatically win?
Oh yeah, you can absolutely relent to any challenge you want to. I'll never.
I was going to try to verbally restrain you, but it sounds like it's done.
I don't know, Silas is freezing, but if y'all want to make those rules wait, don't, and they just see they're not going in, by all means, I won't deprive you at that moment.
I rolled a 1
Ah,
on a chance die. I'm pretty sure that's even if it wasn't a dramatic fail, I'm willing to make it a dramatic fail.
No, that is in fact a dramatic failure. You may take a beat. You step in front of Silas. You can't go in there. And Silas, you see your lover pull their hands down off the cross, and as they do, they grab their hairline and pull their face off, leaving Cindy's face exposed beneath, and grab Margaret around the waist.
Eep.
Margaret, roll Dex and Athletics minus 2 dice for me, please.
Dex and athletics. That's a chance die.
oh no.
Minus 2, that's a chance die.
I'll physically react to this, so I'll throw in as a helper maneuver.
All right, so you may make that roll as well.
I think.
I rolled a 10. And a 3, so 1 success.
Excellent.
Nothing here.
Awesome.
If Silas is going to help move, I'm not familiar with the helper maneuver. How would I?
You can also roll a dex and athletics to try to grab, or strength and athletics to try to grab.
We'll go Dex Athletics. I don't think climbing is an option here since we're not climbing over them. That's not a bad pool. All right, Dex Athletics here.
And you got no successes, Christian?
Yeah, sorry.
You stumble and bounce off the threshold of the church, and it becomes very apparent to you that you cannot enter it either.
2 successes for Silas to help with this.
All right, you all get a hold of Margaret and pull her free from the creature's grasp. And it shouts, "One of you is coming in here!" Arlo, give me a wits occult roll, if you would, please.
No negatives?
No, well, unless you don't have a cult.
I do not.
Then,
Oh, no.
then yes, you're -3.
That is still a success.
Excellent. You have a flash of memory. You remember Superman 4. And you think about Nuclear Man for a second. And you realize, like, if this is saying that it can't burn itself and I can't burn it with my power, that must mean that my power must come from this. And the diodes connect in your head and you realize it wasn't the God machine that turned you into a deviant. It was Gabriel's horn that turned you into a deviant.
So I have to protect the horn.
Not necessarily. It wants you to burn it still, but it can't burn itself. So,
Who says you have to obey? It's deviant, the renegade.
If they,
Well,
but
right now,
here's the thing.
not on the renegade
Arlo's
side.
life, he already fucked up his life. If Gabriel's horn is about redemption, at least to a certain extent, his mind will probably connect it to, well, maybe if I do what it says, I can redeem my life.
right. Would you like wits and wits enigmas? Is there enigmas on this sheet? Let's see.
Oh no, this is just how this is the inner working of Arlo's brain right
Sure.
now. Because his long-term aspiration was get his life together. So if this is how I have to get my life together, by figuring out how to burn Gabriel's horn, then it's gonna be a long time. But yeah, at this point, has Arlo seen what's going on at the stoop of the?
You see their argument. Yes, absolutely. And you see the creature that reached out and grabbed Margaret, but you don't see anything past that.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna run up to the group of them and just kind of yelling, "We need to burn it! We need to burn it!" That's what needs
Any
to be
ideas?
burned.
Any ideas?
I can't do it. You guys saw I tried to blow it up.
I can't even cross the
Do you-
threshold.
Dude, okay.
Neither can I. And Arlo's gonna
Where's that
slap
makeshift
the
flame?
open air.
Where's that makeshift flamethrower then?
This bad boy will keep you out.
Silas will look at Margaret and then look at the creature.
Kind of mirroring Silas doing this.
To stay or
No one is going with you. You are getting burned.
That's
You say that's the
Where's
Kind
that
to
of.
the
makeshift
doorway.
flamethrower then?
Yeah, I say that to the creature that's trying to take people with it.
Yeah, whatever happened to that? As Jason brought up, whatever happened to the makeshift flamethrower?
Oh, the Molotovs?
No, we had a makeshift flamethrower, like
Oh.
session 1-2-ish. Where's that if we need to burn it?
Probably in
the spray
car.
can in the lighter.
Yeah. I had to think.
Which
I'm
would
like
have
picturing
been
this big
parked at the
mechanical
stoop.
bitch. You're just being like,
No.
Vidal Sassoon and a lighter. I mean, Silas,
You
did you
can't
keep
do
that?
it.
Or?
No, it's probably in the car. That was Arlo's thing.
walks over to the car.
Weren't you making Molotovs at your car while you were outside of the church, though?
I thought, yeah, there's like 4 Molotov cocktails in the back seat and
Yeah.
and a fire mace.
And
Cool.
the car is parked right.
Like
Right,
literally
right,
right
next to it. Right next to it.
Yeah, like right in
walks
front of the
over
church.
there. Okay, he can't do it. Can I?
Well, that's
I'll
the
let him
thing,
Molotov
isn't
his
it?
back. What?
I'm going to bring up, like, I'm just going to. The way I see it, you can't get in. You can't get in. You can't damage the thing. It wants one of us. I think one of us has to go.
Or we
no,
can set it
because
on
then
fire.
you are just going to be trapped.
Margaret.
How are we going to set it on fire? We have to get
With
inside
fire.
it.
Margaret.
Silas will take their axe and see if the axe can make it through the doorway.
Yeah, the
before
axe-
like pulling it back.
The axe and your arm make it through the doorway. Go ahead and roll Dex and Athletics for me, please.
You put your right arm in, and it's gone.
Let go of the
Oh, my
axe.
whole arm is gone.
Gabriel's
Oh, we
horn.
have-
Give me a hand.
How come now I get dice? That's 4 successes with 3 10s, and I'm going to screenshot this so I can just have this.
You reach in with your hand to test it, and you feel the warm press of a lover's lips against the back of your hand, and it is every bit of bliss and forgiveness and unity and healing, that much needed healing from the breach in your heart for just long enough until you see the claws come down toward your wrist and rapidly yank your hand back just short of this thing like snapping at the edges of the doorway.
No one is going in there.
I look at
No one
Margaret.
else is going back to
I'm
the home.
willing to. Yeah, I'm. No, I just saw that. No, I don't want
Yeah.
that.
That's a
I don't
last
want this
resort if it's a
Literally-
resort at all.
Dude, shut up for 10 seconds. The horn just told me it wants to be burned.
Could you get away from the horn then?
And Jason's standing there with like a lit Molotov cocktail or just like
Yeah, just can you get away from the horn then? If you can't
It's like Arlo starts pushing people.
No, I'm
from
moving.
the
I
I was
door.
literally going to put my arm around Arlo and Margaret, and we are.
Arlo's not going in there. Silas is the one who just stuck their hand in there.
Silas they'll start moving back, but they'll turn back this creature.
Don't taunt it.
Oh, they're taunting it.
It says, "I love you. I want you
Silas,
here."
this Molotov is lit. I am throwing it if you are there.
Oh, I know you loved me. I know you were obsessed with me. And that mistake of losing me is going to hurt you for as long as you live. And that is better than anything I can do to you. And you can burn knowing how badly you fucked up. And they'll turn and leave. Or not leave, but just like let
Step
Jason
away.
do his thing.
Excellent. Jason, you have a nice burning Molotov cocktail in your hand. What would you like to do with it?
Well, once everybody's not in the place where I'm going to throw it, I'm going to throw it at this place.
How close are you going to get to the door to throw it in?
I'm not getting close to that thing.
Excellent.
I have a weird feeling about it. I'm not getting close.
Go ahead and roll athletics and dexterity, please.
All right. One success.
You throw the Molotov cocktail. It hits the door frame and bounces into the other door frame before bursting, catching the wall of the church on fire. As it burns, you start to hear a cacophony of screams. And this everyone can hear. The imprisoned multitudes, everyone who's fallen to syndom since falling into the horn, all crying out in agonizing pain as they're burning alive, as the building catches fire. The front starts to expand. the whole area where the infrastructure was exposed is now in open flame. And you all breathe a brief sigh of relief that is punctuated short by a very distant sound that you all hear. The rising and falling of a siren's wail in the distance.
I think that's our
Ambulance sirens.
Is it? Did I do it right? Is it on fire? Correct?
It is on fire, yes. I would like
No, I'm asking
Yeah.
Marlo.
Oh.
Because he.
Yeah, I think you hear the screaming, right?
Yes, I'm concerned that
I-
means I did it wrong.
I'm going to turn around and run towards the people on the grass, in the living grass. Do I see fog approaching, or does it sound?
As you get closer to the grass, you realize it's not like a foghorn. That's like a ambulance.
Ambulance, good.
Wait, you've chased enough ambulances in your day. That's not an ambulance. That's a fire truck.
There's a fire truck coming? I say aloud.
Oh yeah, that's dispatch said they'd send firefighters. Convenient.
That's bad. They're gonna put out the fire. We need to keep the fire burning. It needs to burn to the fucking ground.
I think if the fire truck can get here, then the job is done. Like we've been unravenlofted.
I think
I should hope so. Yeah, I mean, like if he can get you, he's coming in from outside. There's no fog.
I think
We can throw another Molotov. I don't mind.
yeah, do it. Do it.
I don't mind at this
Do
point.
it.
Fuck
Roll
it.
'em all.
All right, so
Okay.
Throw
you're just
them all. Let's,
throwing 'em-
we're all setting this fucker on fire. Everyone grab
Can I-
one.
Can I press my hand against the barrier and see if it passes through now?
It's on fire. and
it's on
screaming.
fire. You're gonna
Well, it's like a vet. It's like a an arch. I figure there was like
sure. I mean, yeah. You can walk up and try to put your hand. There is an open area that's not actively aflame. You're still
Right.
walking up to a burning building without any safety equipment on and sticking your hand in it. So what
Okay,
I would
that's
like
fair.
you to do.
Yeah.
No, that's.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't need the common sense, Meritab. You point that out and be like,
On second thought,
that's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's what I was getting at. Like it's on fire, man.
I wonder if that's still a barrier. Damn if I'm going to find out, but I sure do wonder.
Sure hope it isn't a barrier anymore.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if you walked up, put your weight out like this, and then just stumbled into the building.
There's an
Oh
episode.
shit!
There's an episode of Angel I always think of where there's a guy that's like in the hospital in a coma and they're going to investigate his apartment and Angel's leaning on the door frame, like leaning on nothing as he's talking to
Yep.
Gunn. And then he falls into the apartment. He's like, oh, I guess he didn't make it.
Oh God, I remember that.
Fun times.
It wasn't always the best show, but it had moments of real brilliance.
Did have some really good moments. So you throw the remaining Molotov cocktails at the building, getting a good roast going. Are you going to do
Barbecue
anything?
at the church.
Are you going to do anything else to try to accelerate the flames?
I would say we should probably space the Molotovs around the building rather than just straight into it.
There were bottles of alcohol in grandma's, right?
There's a
Yes.
liquor store next door, so you can
Yes.
go in.
Grabbing alcohol
Hey,
from the liquor store and
I will point out,
throwing it.
sirens are coming. Probably shouldn't do this when we can be recorded.
You have
On a
What?
knowledge academics role, can I use that for some form of like architecture breakpoints? Like, yeah, through there, through that
absolutely.
window.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead and give that roll.
No, I got two. hits.
well,
Excellent.
Let me do all of the crime breaking. Let me do all the criminal acts.
Okay. I'm gonna walk
And let
over.
me talk you out of it.
Silas will kind of like Silas has grabbed like some. Is there any Molotovs left? Or they already been thrown?
You're collecting bottles, so like if you want to keep throwing Molotov cocktails at this thing, you figure based on the distance, the sound, and the speed they're probably going, you figure you probably have about 8 to 10 minutes before you are staring a firefighter directly in the face.
Oh,
Silas
I'll get
will
this
put-
done easy.
Silas will put a hand on Margaret's shoulder The two of us could have gone in and nobody else could. Don't you think it's appropriate that the two of us see this to the end? And they have a Molotov in the other hand and they'll transfer it and hold it out.
Clink.
Blink.
All
Exactly.
I'm
You
saying-
beat me by half a second there.
Wow.
Blink.
Let's
Whoosh.
Excellent. You all start peppering this place, and between Christians pointing out of where it is, the sort of bucket brigade that you make from the liquor store over to the church, you're able to get it roasting by the time the firefighters pull up.
And I grab Arlo by the shoulder. Come on.
I'm gonna
No.
try and group up
No.
with them.
No. I want to do one thing right with my miserable fucking life.
You've done it right, and you can do more. But we got to get the hell out of here.
No,
dude,
they're going to prosecute someone.
Arlo, I failed you once. I'm not doing that again. We got to get out of here. Okay, there's a lawn full of people, all kinds of maimed up. They're all going to have some weird fucking stories. If anybody gets prosecuted, it'll be shocking. But what I'm really not looking forward to is when the people who are following me find you and think you're awful interesting. Okay, that ain't penance.
At that point, the fire truck pulls up. They start hitting the hydrant to get it open. Several of the firefighters run toward the people that are wounded, and one of the firefighters runs over to sort of the assembled, kind of looks at you all for a moment, like askew a little bit, and then says, "Is there anyone in that building?"
No,
No.
there's nobody in that building whatsoever.
We got everybody out.
All right, good. Get the hose. Then they start calling out orders. Shortly thereafter, about 2 or 3 minutes later, an ambulance pulls up, followed by another. And
Arlo does his best to not blink in front of everyone.
in about 5 to 10 minutes, this becomes sort of the epicenter of all emergency services for about a 5-county radius.
I'm severely pushing for all of us to leave.
I am getting us all together and I say, everyone, give me $1. Give me $1 right now.
Here.
What are you going to do with $4?
I take
He's
all your
not.
dollars.
No, we're
Great. Now you're all my lead. I am now all your lawyers. Everyone, shut the fuck up. I will tell the story, okay?
You got it.
Margaret,
Yes?
would it be cool if you just protected my anonymity and I got the hell out of here?
Yes.
Arlo, will you come with me?
You're not going to let me say no, so sure.
Well, I don't think society is going to let you go on the stands with those eyes.
I'd probably end up in some government institution somewhere being experimented on, but
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Wish I could say it was a pleasure, everybody, but hey, I guess we saved the world. Get
Just
help,
once.
drink lots of water, and get some therapy. Grab Arlo and just start running.
All right, you two take off booking. The sheriff,
yeah. Out of curiosity, is the cardboard cop in an actual cop car?
it is. It's like a 1978, like, you know, the
Can
cop
I
car from the
roll-
Blues Brothers?
No.
Like, it's got
Can I
like
roll
cop
larceny?
shocks, cop brakes, cop lights, cop.
Can I roll larceny to hotwire the cardboard cop
Yeah.
car?
I would be- I would be
Does the-
disappointed if you didn't.
Yeah.
Does it
This
have
is how
cop
we
gas?
got the
Like,
campaign.
is it tanked up?
Ride the cardboard
There's
cop
only
car
one-
to the sunset.
Only one way to find out. Go ahead and make that roll, please.
I am
That is
so
4
1,000.
successes on a wits larceny.
So you get in and you don't even so much hotwire it as like you do like a Terminator. Like you hit the drive shaft, pop, or the steering column, pop it open and just turn the handle and it starts up. Miraculously, it does seem to have about a half a tank of gas in it. What
Got
are
any
you?
smokes?
It is about
While we're at
107
it.
miles to Chicago. Just saying.
Oh, we're not
I'm
going to
so
Chicago.
bad.
I don't know, Arlo. We can run, or you want to give me a
I'd
hand
rather
with whoever's
take the
chasing me?
car. I'm already kind of tired, and I don't want to end up like Jason.
How about I drive past?
Has Jason finally gotten a nap?
No.
Jason is just passed out on the lawn
He's
at this
just
point.
passed out on the sidewalk.
Yeah, just sits down, just.
I'm so overcome with joy that you stole that cop car. So you
I am going to use my drive inconspicuous specialization.
Yeah, you
Finally.
were the better person to drive in this one.
Please tell me that you have the cardboard cop just shoved in the back seat.
Of
just
course.
this
We
frame.
didn't think to take it out. We just threw it in the bag.
sitting in the middle of the back seat, just from behind it just looked like three people driving
A
away. to
little
the same
silhouette.
spot. I love
Yeah,
it.
later we take two cars and we leave it on a highway with the cop back there, swathed of prints, and people are just like, and like Gabriel's horn happened, but the cryptozoologists out there are just like, how did the cardboard cop drive the car to I-94?
Yeah.
There's podcasts about it. Netflix is going to do a special that's going to make everyone involved very angry.
Arlo and
Yeah.
Christian with beers and smokes, just like, this is bullshit.
So you managed to get away. Those of you who remain, the sheriff comes over and says, "All right, somebody want to explain to me what the hell's going on? Did a bomb go off? What happened here?"
Evening, Sheriff. I'm Margaret Stark, Public Defender for Juneau County.
I know who you are.
I'm happy to take all of your questions, and I'm going to put a hand on his back and lead him away.
Excellent. For the next probably 3 or 4 hours, the medical crew collect people, get them off to area hospitals where they're either treated at the hospital that they're at or they're med flighted to Madison. Christian and Arlo make their way to the interstate, drive off into the sunset with nary a concern for what's behind them.
You know, Arlo, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We can say that once we've made it to Mexico.
I like tequila well enough.
Silas.
We're on a mission from the God Machine.
The band.
The Blue Hand Brothers.
Silas, you are offered, all three of you actually are offered medical attention and a ride to the emergency room.
Silas will wave it off.
All right. What about Jason?
No, I don't need medical attention.
Margaret?
Margaret has not taken a single point of damage this entire chronicle.
That
Juiced
is
in the last
squishiest-
moment.
The squishiest glass cannon of a social character. Not a point of damage.
The horn came for you, and you didn't take any damage.
They came for me, and I said, nah.
That's
I survived as a normal human who forgot to level up.
When's the expansion? It came from Gabriel's horn coming.
It came from the law office.
Oh no.
I love it.
It's honestly worse.
Flesh-eating lawyers. There's your expansion.
Yep.
Shit
Well,
writes itself.
I know, right? It's like magic. So you are able to make your way separately to your own homes, your resting places, wherever you feel comfortable.
Silas has to wait for someone to pop lock their car because James still had their keys.
You're able to get in with the help of the police because that's the kind of thing that country cops will do. Yeah, I'll break into your car for you, no problem. So they break into your car and let you head home. Jason, you're able to go home and rest. And Margaret, after an exhaustive conversation with the sheriff, you are able to make your way home as well. As each of you goes to bed for the evening, you find you have a few moments of fear that sleep is going to be evasive, given the horrors that you've just witnessed. But Silas, in your sleep that night, you find that sense of agony when you think about your lover to be resolved. You found peace, or kind of peace, with that fate. Even if what you saw in the horn was a proxy, you know that in some way justice has been served. Maybe the universe isn't as bad as you might have thought. Jason,
Maybe Silas should go visit these kinds of things more often.
there you go. Maybe Silas should start hunting them. Jason, your sleep not quite as restful as you just can't shake. Like, you know you did the right thing, you know that you don't have any feelings of failure or guilt, but you know in your heart of hearts that hole in the world is still out there, and it's still hungry, and it's still going to come for people. What you choose to do with that and how that affects your sleep, I will leave up to you. But that is the final thought that drifts through your head as you go to sleep. Close your eyes, and visions of that infinite tunnel of suffering dance through your mind. Margaret, anything you would like to do before you go to sleep that night?
I think two things. I think first, and this will probably wait till the morning, but Margaret's going to make a point of calling and scheduling a visitation. She's going to go see Cindy. She's going to go say sorry, and she's gonna visit and make it all right.
Excellent.
And the second thing she does is she sends a text to Cass that just says, "Hey, are you up? Can I call?"
She says, sure. Almost immediately.
She's gonna call.
Hello? You hear like sounds in the background, like she's outside of a bar maybe.
Hey, Cass.
Hey, what's up? Isn't it like super late there?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm in Sweden right now.
Sweden. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
a merger. What's going on?
Nothing. I just had a crazy day today, if you could believe it. You wouldn't believe it even if I told you. But I thought of you and a lot of stuff. I've not really been there for you these last few years, and you really stuck your neck out for me. And
Hey, don't worry about it. That's what friends are for. Are you okay? Listen, I'm wrapping this up. I can get on a plane in the morning and be home.
yeah, no, that shouldn't be necessary. But next time you're in town, we should get a coffee or something.
We should. There's some. Yeah, you know what? We should. You've been doing public defense, right?
Yeah. I might make a thing of doing that now, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I kind of like it here, actually.
Oh, that's. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I look forward to you telling me all about it. I'm scheduled to fly home in 2 days. You sure you're okay? You sound like you saw a ghost.
I've been thinking about visiting Cindy. I'm.
That's
It's
good.
been a while since I thought about that. So,
Are you seeing anyone professionally right now? Maybe.
well, no, not really. Not for a while.
You probably should get back into it. Honestly, I've been in therapy since, and it's helped a lot. And
Hmm.
you can't. We'll talk more in person, but you can't carry that around. Okay, it's not your burden to carry. It was a mistake. It was an accident.
I look over at the burning, smoldering remains of the church directly across the street with a million cop cars and fire trucks.
Oh yeah, I forgot you only had to go like across the street and
I
upstairs.
live at grandma's. So I look across the street at all that and I just go, yeah, don't I know it?
Beautiful. And I think that is the perfect note to end this this chronicle on. So any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about our story that we've told?
None whatsoever.
All
comment.
roses and glowing compliments. It was fucking amazing.
Thank you all so much.
Who wants to buy the film rights?
I'll sell them to you for $20 in this 40 ounce. Yeah, this was a hoot and a riot. Thank you all so much for participating. Thank you all especially so much for giving me such ample stuff to play with, and for just committing to it and having a good time and getting good and grossed out with us. So before we wrap things up, let's go ahead and have everyone say who you are, what you do, who you've been playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you would care to promote. And let's give the first honor this time to the Will. Please give us your pertinence.
Good day. I am the Will. I've been playing Jason Smith. I am a he, they. He was he, him. I don't exist online in any meaningful capacity. However, there are some people who force me to exist sometimes. They're called the Rolling Nomads. You can catch them here on Twitch at twitch.tv/the Rolling Nomads. At Twitter at _ the Rolling Nomads, and on YouTube at the Rolling Nomads channel.
Nice. Thank you so much. Definitely go check them out. They are.
Oh yeah, we're also here for Silent God's Sin on Sundays, so you'll probably see me again if you keep watching this channel.
Also true. And I've thrown the Rolling Nomads link into the chat. Please head over and follow them, show them some love. Check them out, and definitely do not miss them here on Sundays for Silent Godsend. Speaking of Silent God, I'm going to use that as a quick segue to remind everyone that Silent God is on Kickstarter. Or, no, it's not. It's on BackerKit. Ooh, I just felt a psychic shock come from Hiromi across the country right into my side. It is on BackerKit. But it is currently a crowdfunding campaign. There's still several days left in it. Chance to get involved in the stretch goals.
Oh, yes.
If you want to see Scion and play, you can check it out with the Rolling Nomads on Godsend, or Wednesdays here with the line developer Hiromi Koda running Story Path Showcase.
Yes, come watch my Eldritch Horror become a god.
I can't wait to see how that shakes out. But I could go on about that all night, but I won't. Instead, I will thank you so much for being a part of this, The Will. It's been a huge honor and pleasure to share a table with you. And speaking of huge honors and pleasures, Sasha, please, your pertinence.
Oh, you are much too kind for someone.
Just call him like I see him.
Yeah, fair. My name has been Sasha. I've been playing Margaret Stark. I am she, they. She is she, her. Yeah, I had an absolute blast and pleasure enjoying this fun little Halloween romp this month with you guys. For our shard shout-outs go, trans rights are humans' rights, and be good to each other. Just, it's a chaotic world. Be kind to each other.
Absolutely, cosign. And I'll go ahead and take that to co-ops to just remind you that election day is next week. Go vote for, please.
Do that too.
Please
that
go.
is very
go
important.
And it might not seem like it's important. I promise you it's important. Go vote. People that you love, their lives depend on your vote this election. And every election. Don't act like this one's special. Go vote. Speaking of, there's no segue there. Speaking of voting, Kevin, please give us your pertinence.
Hi, I'm Kevin Zarnicki, voice actor and occasional game designer. I go by he, him. So does Christian Donovan, the psychic vampire on the run from, you want to know who he was running from?
Who was he
Do
running
you?
from? Yes.
I actually had the idea that he was a student at Columbia where the Ordo Draco liked to experiment on vampirism and stuff, and he was an unwilling experiment who caught infection, and they're coming after him. So yeah. maybe he'll make a return. There seems like some fun to be there. I don't know. James, you want to team up and like tussle in Chi-Town? As none of us
Could be
Chicagoans call it.
entertaining.
Everything is on fire right now, but if I can come up with anything that resembles an excuse to bring this party back together at some point, I will.
Dude, I'm getting married on Saturday. I know about fire.
Congratulations, by the
Margaret
way.
Thank
takes
you.
a vacation to Mexico and happens to run into
Break out the old First Ed Mexico book. I do want to give some shout outs. So Steffi Devan, I think I'm pronouncing that right. She is at 100 Things I Love on Twitter. She is talking about the Kickstarter has opened for which the Fated Souls 2E that has come out. I've put a link in there. And she was also so kind enough to host some Halloween stories that me and some of my students posted as audio dramas. You got some Lovecraft and some Poe in there, and I put a link to that playlist in there. And if on the off chance you are looking to get into voiceover, I do have a couple of slots that just opened up from some graduates who got agents. So if y'all looking to get started in that, the pertinents are in those YouTube links. So yes, that is my avalanche of stuffs. Aside from that, yeah, please be good to each other, if only out of enlightened self-interest. And if you can, buy some frozen fowl now, because there's a huge plague among turkeys, and I don't know if we're all having birds this Thanksgiving. So get something nice and frozen early, huh?
Good note. I'm glad to see that the plagues are now reaching down to other species. That's great.
We get a
news.
break.
The word is there's an avian, like a bird flu thing. Avian bird flu feels redundant.
It does.
Like human people virus. But yeah, as the bird flu hit a lot of the turkeys, and the turkeys got killed, and it's spreading to other birds. So I mean, we're blade running.
Nice. Glad to see the apocalypse is moving apace. And speaking of the apocalypse, Arla and James, please, your pertinence. I don't know.
well, I'm apparently the apocalypse now. No, I am.
Blink with your 8 eyes and tell me you're not.
No, his 8 eyelids. He's got only
eight
2 eyes.
Fair.
eyelids, and
Fair.
the occasional exploding shard of glass.
Like to imagine they blink in sequence.
Yeah, like a flutter
One
across.
Absolutely.
at a time.
Like moth antenna is what I keep
Yeah.
picturing, but for eyes.
I'm glad that you all love that visual. That was
Anyway, I am James, they, he. I've been playing Arlo, who is a he male. My brain is not working tonight, apparently.
you only just drove entirely across the country, so we understand.
That is true. I don't really exist on any of my own social medias, but you can occasionally find me here on Onyx Path, or occasionally at Proco's channel, which is slowly being branded as Blank Slate, along with they're on that side for me, but
You're on that side for me.
along with Minty over here. We should be running some one shots, and you guys might see Arlo come back as an NPC in my game, or at least a character of interest.
Well, you'll have to let us know about that, definitely, because I wanna see that happen. And speaking of your intrepid cohorts over on yonder, that brings us to Mint. Please, your pertinence.
Hi, everyone. I am Mint. You can call me Minty, full name Mint, whichever one you want to do. My pronouns are any, because I'm gender fluid, and they can change on a dime. I've been playing Silas Curse, they, them, the mad, enlightened. Yes.
Not quite broken.
Not broken, not enlightened. Maybe a little bit of both. Anyway.
Mid reforged.
Definitely not healthy right now.
Not stable.
Human interrupted.
But it has been an absolute pleasure to get to play this with such a great group, with such a great storyteller at the head of the table. Anytime I get to play with Travis, it's always like a highlight of my week. So it has always been near and dear to my heart to be here. My pertinence, you can find me on several places. Actually, I'm actually getting this stuff together. You can follow me on Twitter at It's Minty Bitch.
full disclosure, it's a sewer gutter. So if you're going to follow me there, please be of legal age for things that may be objectable to some people, and just be ready for everything from like tabletop to redacted. You can find me here on Twitch. If you're watching here on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, you can pull up Twitch right now in the sidebar and just type this up. You can find me at minty_bow. And full disclosure, that's BEAU, because I'm from Louisiana, so we have to make every spelling more complicated.
Right.
Weird.
So
And you don't have counties, you have parishes.
The right way. Okay.
spell
I'm gonna get
Pontchartrain.
Okay.
Exactly.
Before I get too far into that, you can also find me along with the lovely darling James over there. You can find us with Blank Slate at twitch.tv/extra crow. We are going to start. I don't think Crow will be mad at me for saying this, but we are going to be having more material for our Chronicle Neon Gore coming out soon. Be on the lookout
exciting.
for that, maybe. And you can also find me, I believe we're wrapping up and having our own finale for this one on Restless Barbarian Gaming here on twitch.tv. We should be wrapping up the horror at Oak Hill, a Hunter 5th Chronicle. Very fun. You can see me play another not cisgender player there, or character there. That should be going on this Friday, and I believe that's the finale. And I have some other stuff that I may not be able to talk about yet, but you'll have every opportunity to see me around. Any other closing thoughts? Given the material both here and stuff going on between elections, your turkey's dying, things of that nature, make sure to look after yourselves. Like, if you need it, talk to someone, make sure you're taking care of your body. If you need to see a professional, make sure you see a professional. And I know a lot of this just seems like easier said than done, but if nothing else, just know from the bottom of my heart, even if you may not know me personally or anything of that nature, as much as I can to someone I don't know personally, I have at least a little bit of my heart for all you to just love on. So just know at least one person in this world is in your corner. And I will let Travis close this out.
That is a beautiful sentiment. And I feel almost terrible having to sully it with some mercenary work, but I am, at the end of the day, a Shadowrunner at heart. So I do want to remind everyone before we run off that Legend Lore is this month's game of the month as we celebrate Onyx Path's 10-year anniversary. I've just gone ahead and thrown the link to that in the Twitch chat over at DriveThruRPG. It is 90% off for the PDF. That is $2 for a PDF copy of Legend Lore. It's a 5e setting based on the Realm and Legend Lore comics, and it is super fun. It's Isekai OGL fantasy. I had the privilege and honor of designing some of the new classes and some of the new spells and some of the new subclasses. It was really a hoot to work on, and has, I think, one of the most interesting magic systems that I've seen adapted in for 5e. It's really cool. I really can't recommend picking it up enough. Steffi Devon was the developer on Legend Lore, and it was an honor to work for her on that book. And yeah, if you see work of hers that you like, she was the steward and the visionary behind Legend Lore. It's amazing stuff. I also wanted to let you know that the adventure that we've been playing through is based on material in Shards of Contagion, which is available right now at the Storyteller's Vault. It would help if I typed a book in there, huh? There we go.
When this is on YouTube, comment about how it went for you.
Yeah, let us know how it went. I'd love to hear how people engaged with the material. You will find, if you're watching this thinking that it's like super insightful on how to run that particular story, I changed quite a bit to make it fit with the group. But if you liked the seeds and the feel of what you saw here, I think you'll love what you see in Shards of Contagion. And yeah, in the name of everything important, please go vote. Please make sure you get your shots, washing your hands, wearing a mask. I've been Travis, he, they. When I'm not here writing games, I'm writing them. And yeah, just be good to yourselves and each other. And we'll see you again next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.